One last time. Oh, it's the last one.
Yeah, last, final, isn't it?
Yeah, it was so nice.
Yeah, it was very, very nice. I really enjoyed it though.
Yeah, it was so tasty and yummy also.
Yummy? What yummy? What are you saying?
I was talking about my biscuits. It's almost done. I'm on the last
Biscuits. Do you even realize that this is the last day of our VBS, the karate camp?
one. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. I got so used to attending these sessions. Why is it ending?
What to do? But we learned a lot of things in this just 5 days, no?
Yeah, to choose kindness,
Thankfulness,
trust,
forgiveness.
and hey, what songs? I love those songs.
Yeah, but my favorite is arts and crafts, and especially the belts, karate belts.
Today's color is brown, right?
Yeah, see, I made it already. This is my belt.
Yeah.
Such a joy to make this belt, no?
Today's theme is joy, right?
Oh,
Yeah, come, let's go to the sessions. It's already 9:30.
okay. Welcome to the day 5 of our online VBS karate camp. Let's ask Pastor to pray for us before we begin the sessions.
Dear children and parents, I greet and welcome you all for this 5th day vacation Bible school online. Thank you for your endurance and perseverance throughout this 4 days. And as we are in this 5th day, let us give thanks. Let us praise God for His providence and His protection all through these 5 days. Let us pray. Our loving Heavenly Father, we thank you and praise you for this morning. Thank you for this wonderful privilege of coming together in this manner to worship you, to adore you, and to lift your name on high. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity as children, as parents and teachers to come and learn from your word. Oh Lord, thank you for your faithfulness throughout these 4 days, enabling us to learn from your word, learn new songs, learn craft works, learn memory verses. Heavenly Father, as we dwell upon this topic, choosing joy today, we seek your help, we seek the knowledge of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, to dwell upon this topic and to receive the joy that you have promised to each one of us. As Paul and Silas in prison, even though they were locked up, even though they were suffering, even though they were persecuted, Lord, they sang praises to your holy name. And as a result, O Lord, their chains were broken and their prison was shaken, and their prison became a place to experience your joy and your happiness in their lives. Like Paul also said in his suffering, rejoice in the Lord always. And again I say rejoice. Heavenly Father, help us to experience your joy, your salvation in our lives. Through the songs, through memory verses, through the story of Paul and Silas and many craft works. Oh Lord, help us to learn the lessons that you want to teach each one of us. To that end, we surrender each one of us, and we ask this prayer in the blessed name of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen.
This is the day you made, your goodness on this place. We rejoice and sing a song to you. We're gonna sing aloud in the crowd, let our praise fill the sky, fill the sky. We're gonna jump around, shout it out, let our praise fill the sky, fill the sky. All glory, praise and honor be to our God forever and ever. Wisdom, thanks and power be giving thanks for all you do. We were made to worship you, lifting joyful voices every day. We're gonna sing aloud in the crowd, let our praise fill the sky, fill the sky. We're gonna jump around, shout it out, let our praise fill the sky, fill the sky. All glory, praise and honor be to our God forever and ever. Wisdom, thanks and power be to our God forever and ever. For you are worthy forever and ever. For you are worthy. We're gonna sing aloud in the crowd, let our praise fill the sky, fill the sky. We're gonna jump around, shout it out, let our praise fill the sky, fill the sky. All glory, praise and honor be to our God forever and ever. Wisdom, thanks and power be to our God. All glory, praise and honor be to our God forever and ever. Wisdom, thanks and power be to our God forever and ever.
What a friend we have in Jesus, all our sins and griefs to bear. What a privilege to carry everything to God in prayer. Oh, what peace we often forfeit. Oh, what needless pain we bear. All because we do not carry everything to God in prayer.
is the life, the truth, and the way. We got a friend forever in Jesus. We're gonna shout it out loud. Jesus is the way. Forever he's the way. Jesus is the way. What a friend we have in Jesus. All our sins and griefs to bear. What a privilege to carry everything to God in prayer. Oh, what peace we often forfeit. Oh, what needless pain we bear. All because we do not carry everything to God in prayer. We got a friend forever in Jesus. He is the life, the truth, and the way. We got a friend forever in Jesus. We're gonna shout it out loud. Jesus is the way. Forever he's the way. Jesus is the way. Forever he's the way. Jesus is the way.
Today is an important day for our girl, Srmc, isn't it?
Yes.
I hope she wins. I'm so excited for her today.
Yeah, I know. Come, let's watch the last part of the movie now.
Yeah, come.
I've decided to do it. I'm gonna fight him. It's go time.
The student becomes the teacher.
You can do it. You got this. I know we gotta get to the competition, but this will just take a minute. Mom, is it in this box? Oh, yeah. It's just a little dusty, but... Okay. Nana wore this for her very first competition.
Really?
Yeah, and your mother wore it for hers too. And we want you to carry on the tradition.
Wow, I'm honored. What's that smell?
The smell of victory. And mothballs, so I'm gonna hose it off.
Hey, Roger. Hey, Jace. How's business? Market's strong. Good. Are you ready? I'm so ready for the 19th annual Strip Mall Dojo Championships. Oh, Roger, this one's gonna be a doozy.
You know, Jace, our kids, they were never in contention for this competition.
Nope, your daughter's more of a magic camp girl, but I'll tell you who I am excited about. Rookie Sam A. Rye, who was handpicked by Master Mantis himself.
My sources tell me her technique is a bit non-traditional. I'll tell you, Jace, I was wondering about the dramatic turn of events with Chad Smith, making a last-minute switch to Tiger Shark's dojo. What a crazy twist.
Chad.
Screaming Goat. Remember, do not fight from here. fight here, in your heart. All of your training, all of your practice comes together in this moment. You understand? Now, deep breath in and relax. You can do this. Remember, be formless, be shapeless, like water. Ready?
Unbelievable! Tiger Shark is a fierce competitor and a ruthless sensei. Overall, he's just a bad guy, Roger.
You know, I've heard he only tips 5% and hates Pixar films.
What a monster!
Mantis,
Tiger Shark.
are you prepared to taste the pain of humiliation?
I see some things never change.
He wanted a better sensei.
Is that why you left?
Oh, no. I left because I knew I was better than you.
You've turned your back on all the lessons I've taught you.
Your lessons? Your girl's going down under the training of Tiger Shark.
We shall see.
We shall see. He almost flinched! He almost flinched! Let's dance, Sensei.
Appropriate.
Wait, why? Why is that appropriate?
It's fitting.
You talking about the dancing thing? Because I didn't literally mean we're gonna dance. I'm talking about the fight.
As was I.
Right. Okay, but when you say dance, you talking about fighting?
No.
Okay. Look, are we dancing today? Are we fighting today?
Both.
Okay. All right. Your mind games ain't gonna work on me, Mantis. You prepare to lose. At the fight.
How do you feel?
Fine, I guess. I just don't want to lose.
You have your training and you are prepared. And as your Nana said, whether you win or lose, it's how you respond that matters. This reminds me of a story. Paul and Silas in prison, Acts chapter 16, verses 25 through 34. This is a true story from the Bible. Paul and Silas love telling people about Jesus. Sadly, not everyone believed Jesus is God's son. They wanted Paul and Silas to stop talking about Jesus, so they threw them in prison. Paul and Silas did not deserve to be in prison, but they were thrown into the deepest, darkest part of the jail. Around midnight, Paul and Silas were praying and singing hymns to God, and the other prisoners were listening. Suddenly, there was a massive earthquake, and the prison was shaken to its foundations. All the doors immediately flew open, and the chains of every prisoner fell off. The jailer woke up to see the prison doors wide open. He assumed the prisoners had escaped, but Paul shouted to him, "Stop! We are all here!" The jailer called for lights and ran to the dungeon and fell down trembling before Paul and Silas. Then he brought them out and asked, "Sirs, what must I do to be saved?" They replied, "Believe in the Lord Jesus and you will be saved, along with everyone in your household." And they shared the word of the Lord with him and with all who lived in his household. Even at that hour of the night, the jailer cared for them and washed their wounds. Then he and everyone in his household were immediately baptized. He brought them into his house and set a meal before them, and he and his entire household rejoiced because they all believed in God. Paul and Silas could have complained and whined about being thrown in jail. Instead, they chose to focus on the joy that comes from knowing Jesus. Yes, bad things had happened, but they chose to make the best of a bad situation. They sang songs and told everyone about Jesus. They even told the jailer who put them in that terrible place. When the jailer and his family chose to believe in Jesus, they were full of joy too. You will have happy days and sad days, but everyone who knows Jesus will always have a reason to rejoice. The next time you feel like complaining or whining, stop. choose to focus on Jesus instead and make the best of a bad situation. Because of Jesus, we can always choose joy. Because of Jesus, we can always choose joy. Screaming goat, it is time.
Juliet! Good Jumbi! All right. Today's competition will be judged by the World Karate Federation standards. That guy is our judge. All right, here are the rules. A straight punch to the body is worth 1 point. A straight punch into the head is also worth 1 point. A middle kick to the body is worth 2 points, and a high kick to the head is also worth 2 points. Lastly, a punch delivered on the ground into a sweep kick is worth 3 points. Are we ready to rumble?
Woo! Come on, get that little girl!
Here we go, folks. How exciting!
Let's see how this underdog story unfolds.
Begin!
Come on. Come on.
Hey, attack that little girl! Attack her! Come on, Trent, kick her right in the face!
Hey, no kicking in the face.
Now this is common. The competitors are trying to figure out their opponent's strategy.
Yes, it's really just a complicated game of chess.
Except in chess, you're not going to get a roundhouse kick to the throat.
I don't know. I've seen some pretty rough and tumble checkmates.
Now, let's see who makes the first move.
Stop! Reset. Don't you two waste my time. Fight. Begin! 1 point!
Nah, you hate to see that so early for Sam Rye, but what a great move by Chad.
Very well done.
I'm number 1.
Reset! Begin!
Impressive for the rookie.
Indeed. My son would have never been able to do that move.
Dad, I'm right here.
Quiet, Braden. Dad's announcing. And we're back.
Begin!
Take him down! Come on!
Begin! 2 points.
Cut. Wow, folks, what a match!
You know, I'm really surprised by Sam's tenacity. She's really shown up today.
I agree, Roger, but she's facing her biggest challenge yet, as Chad holds a commanding lead with 13 points, and Sam only has 7 points.
You know, if Chad gets 2 more points, he'll win.
Yeah, if I drink 1 more soda, I'll have tripled my sugar intake for the year.
All right, I admit, she is wildly strong, okay? No excuse. You gotta finish her and finish her right now, okay? My entire reputation, my entire identity is wrapped up in my need for attention. You understand that?
I can't do it. I'm done. He's gonna win.
You can do this. Trust in your training.
Hey, you got this. Just wait for the moment.
What do you mean?
You'll see.
Let me ask you something. Your mama here?
Yes, I'm sure.
Hey, which one is she?
She's right there. What's her?
Let me tell you something. You lose, I'm a tornado kick her right out of her chair, okay? So, do it for mama. But hey, mainly for Tiger Shark. Time it in! Time it in! I said time in!
Begin!
Using a little hip-hop karate. folks. Sam A. Rye has taken the match.
That was unbelievable. Amazing.
Yeah, that was a great fight.
It was.
You know what, you are the GOAT.
Did he just call her the GOAT? Greatest of all time. But you'd know nothing about that, Raj.
Sam did well for your family today.
We are so proud.
I can't say I've ever seen that kind of martial arts before, but I love it.
Thank you, Sensei, for believing in me.
You made it your own.
Sensei, I stole your bow staff. Can you please forgive me?
Of course I will. Thank you, Howling Wolf.
Everything hurts.
Sorry. My bad.
Can I have your autograph?
What a good ending to the movie, right?
Oh yeah, very good. So are you ready to fight with me now? When can we have our competition?
Why do I need to? I know I'm a strong girl. I use my karate skills only when it is needed.
Trying to be kind, huh?
Yeah, we need to practice what we learned all these 5 days, right? Kindness, thankfulness, trust, forgiveness, and joy. We should keep practicing every day in our lives.
Yeah. Okay, the last session, interactive session. Let us go. I'll grab some.
Biscuits. I know. Go, get it.
You know me so well.
Even in the darkest days, I know that you make a way. Your light is always shining through. When the clouds are over me, I have the choice to see. Jesus, you make all things brand new. There's ups and downs along the way, but one thing is for sure. We can delight in our Savior. There is hope, there is life, there is freedom. All my joy is found in you, Jesus. All my joy is found in you. There is hope, there is life, there is freedom. All my joy is found in you, Jesus. Hope, life, freedom, joy found in you. Even in the darkest days, I know that you make a way. Your light is always shining through. When the clouds are over me, I have the choice to see. Jesus, you make all things brand new. There's ups and downs along the way, but one thing is for sure. We can delight in our Savior. There is hope, there is life, there is freedom. All my joy is found in you, Jesus. All my joy is found in you. There is hope, there is life, there is freedom. All my joy is found in you, Jesus. Hope,
Good morning, one more time. And today is the last day. So, yeah. So, how's the story today going on? Okay, that's the most exciting, the climax part of that one, right? The story ending with a good fight and a good victory win. And so, what else can give us more joy than, than exactly meeting our the performing best in the competition, right? She has won the most challenges competition. The similar competition is what you refer in Bible, like what when David and Goliath, and there are so many things when where they are trusting in God and they have won the competitions and when they went to the presence of God. Okay, so okay, fine. Before getting into that, just unmute yourself. Then we'll keep on talking in this. I don't have much to talk as such like today. That let's keep it more because it's the last session. So we all will be talking to each other about sharing the things what we have learned and also how to apply those things in our day-to-day life. Okay, covering also recapping everything what we have learned so far on that. Okay, let me start with a quick recap of the story on that. Today's is about joy, right? So, a quick recap of the story. You're seeing my screen? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yeah. Okay, yes. See, this is what the story that is referred. Paul and Silas, they were at the town and they saw some people there who were actually influencing the people, influencing the local crowd, the local people, by using some what they call teetotaler. They tell the future and they try to make money out of that one, and they're claiming that they can tell the future or something. And Paul and Caesar said that one, this is not correct, and what you're doing is just you're cheating the people. And she exposed that misdoings, wrongdoings of that one. So the people who are depending on that, they got very much agitated by that, and they immediately took Paul and Silas. So they were serving God at that point of time, and they were trying to teach the people what Jesus has told them, the righteousness and how we need to live loving your enemies and also forgiving the people. And these are the new things what they were trying to educate the people as, right? But as they did something, as they were badly affected by their preaching, so they got them arrested and they sent to prison. Okay, and in the prison, what happened in the prison? So in the prison, they started. Did they discontinue serving the God in prison? So no. So they started singing the songs and praising the God at that point, and also they were talking about God with the fellow prisoners and also with the jailer there. And there was an earthquake, and they got an opportunity to go out, but they didn't. And that saved the life of the jailer, and the jailer also came and spoken to him, and they want to know how they were they were having that much of will and that much of trust. I mean, how they are not behaving like a normal prisoners of that, right? So they have shown a lot of courage and a lot of commitment, and to the things what they were to their to their the project what they are doing, in the sense that they were preaching the God, and even in these circumstances, such a painful circumstances, how they are able to keep their will. So that is what the jailer really want to understand from them. And then from the discussion, he came to know that he is following the preachings of Jesus Christ, and he also want to experience the same. Okay. So that is the short overview of the story. So what do we understand here? So and then finally they went out through in a joyful moment. Okay, so this is all the story what we know so far. So now the question here is that joy. What is the how we need to how do you think Paul was able to keep up his will, keep up his passion, keep up his commitment, even during those circumstances. So what might have made him to do that? We see the story not only from the story and a series of incidents, but we also need to think deep into that. If we were in that situation, let's have maybe sort of a time machine, and if we stand there and see that what made Paul to be so committed, and he's not influenced by the circumstances. Right? So what we need to understand here is that the joy and the joy of God. I mean, the mainly the joy is coming from your connectedness with God. Here, he was able to turn these very difficult situations when the more difficult the situations are. If you are able to do your work, if you are able to achieve your purpose, in the more the difficult the situations are, if you are able to do those things, the more joy that you will be able to experience there. So had it been the case that he is able to do the things on the roads with the people, so that is one level of joy. But in the difficult circumstances also, if he is doing that and he is turning those things into an opportunity, that so much difficult situations, he never stopped what he's doing. So at that point, so his joy is down deep into the heart there. Right. So let's see. So what's the difference between a joy and a happiness? Typically, I mean, to start slowly. So when are you happy and when are you joyful? Any quick guess on that? So, okay, or tell me the situations when you are more joyful I mean, the recent situations, what made you feel very happy or very joyful this week? Any specific? John?
We can also, everyone put something down in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone. One thing that made you very joyful and one thing that made you sad. Okay, Ashish, VBS is sad or happy? You should put what also. You should put what makes you... Okay, Ashish.
Yeah.
Rian, what about the foghorn?
The foghorn and that made you to feel happy.
Okay, others other than Rihan and Ashish, what makes you happy? What made you happy this week?
So not only VBS, but in your daily life also. Okay.
Sorry?
I'm beating shared menu. Okay, good. Yes, also. Yeah.
Others?
This week, actually, like yesterday, till yesterday, I was actually quarantined because I was tested positive before.
Okay.
But yesterday, like day before yesterday, I got tested again. Yesterday, I got a result that it was negative. So I'm very joyful and I thank God for that. Yeah.
Oh, very good. Very good. Good.
Great. Thank God.
Thank God for that. Yeah.
Anyone else? So Ashish, Sam and Hadass, Ashish, Rihan and Hadassah have shared. Anyone else? All of you.
Okay, so let's move ahead because this is more.
Joel says eating biryani made me happy.
Very good, very good. That's bottom of your heart that things are coming from. Very good. So which biryani? Hyderabad, Lucknow, so many homemade mummy biryani. Same here.
Roshan says same. Rian got a new bed from parents.
Getting a new bed from grandparents, Rian. Oh, good. Okay. So the gifts and things are making you happy here. Oh, good. Joy is a pleasant emotion, and which is greater than your typical everyday happiness. Because when you are joyful, you are connected, you are assured. When you get some assurance, it's a long-term pleasant experience. So what you need. So when you sing that joy to the world, right? So we are not saying that it is happy. Happy is something which is situational. You're happy about something. Maybe it's biryani that you are eating biryani that you're happy, and when you're wearing the new clothes that you're happy. When you're meeting an old friend that you're happy. But we don't say we are very joyful at that point of time, right? Joy is something which you get and which you are when you're connected to God, and when you think that this particular situation has a very long-term impact, a very long-term positive experience that is going to bring to you or to the people whom you love, right? So we call joy to the world when Jesus arrived, and here when particular task is given to these people, Paul and Silas, are they happy or are they joyful when they see the situations that have happened in here? So they're very joyful in all circumstances. And happiness could be based upon some circumstances, in some conditions that you're happy. But joy is bottom of your heart. So what deep down in your heart, which comes as an effect of your relationship with God. So when God is acting in you, when God is taking the control of the situations on that, when you are connected to God, so at that point of time, so when God is working through you and making you to win over the situations on that, so then you experience complete joy. So joy is something, a pleasant experience, which is connected with your relationship in your relationship with God, right? So let's say, do you understand this now? The difference between the sad and happiness. Okay, we understand. Sad is an unpleasant emotion where we don't like to be in a sadful situations. But it is very important for us to understand. Do not get confused between what is happiness and what is joy when you're going to choose joy here. So they didn't choose happiness here, right? Carefully observe here, the Paul and Silas, they were Roman citizens, and they were able to, they could have easily avoided the situations if they want to just pass on, if they want to just to be happy on that day, but they want to be joyful, okay? So it is very important at this stage to understand mainly the difference between the happiness and joy. The happiness is something that comes momentary and immediately based upon some situations you will get it, and you should not be avoiding happiness. But if you have a choice between the happiness and joy, so you have to choose joy, right? So and also joy is coming only when you are completely connected with God and you are practicing what you believe in. So at that point, that you will be getting completely joy or satisfaction, what you call it. Satisfaction is something different, but somewhere related on that. So when you believe something, yes, I should be doing this, and you did that one, even in difficult conditions, at that point that you are getting the complete joy of that, of your work, of what you did. The joy comes from you, I mean, inside you on that. Happiness could be a result of somebody else, which is doing that, who are putting you in some good situations, right? So the joy comes to whom? So someone said biryani, right? Biryani, when you eat biryani, that you will get, you are very happy on that. But when you learn biryani, when you do that and somebody appreciates that, that's where you get the joy. So you see that difference. So the joy comes when you are actually believing that I have to do something, and you did that, and you will get the and even in difficult situations, I kept it up, then you will get complete joy of that one, your experience. So this is very important when you are learning these things throughout the VBS. So you will realize the joy when you actually put them in practice, even in difficult situations. So whatever you have learned, all the kindness, trust, thankfulness, and forgiveness, and you will get the real joy only when you actually put them into practice. So the same thing what we need to learn today. You're watching IPL, right? The cricket match, and you play cricket match at home at your school, and you watch cricket match at TV. So do you see the difference between that? So when our favorite team wins, we are happy or joyful?
Happy.
You're happy. You're happy that our favorite team, maybe it's Bangalore or any other team that wins. Your favorite team means you're happy. But when you actually play, and if you are leading a team and you have won a particular a tournament or a badminton or anything, so even in difficult situations, and you made it to the last league and you won a particular cup, so would you be happy or very joyful at that point?
Joyful.
Right. So the people getting that, I mean, yeah, that's true, Harissa. Just type your answers in the chat. You need not speak out, but you can just type in your answers. Okay, so that's the same thing, what we're going to play today on that. So everybody should participate on that. Okay, so we got one answer, one message. Okay, are they both happy and joyful? Yeah, something what we need to understand. For what? Okay, carry on. So now next thing, let's see. So what can help you to choose joy even when you are sad? We'll take some examples on that. So you have seen just the episode of how Paul and Silas, they have chosen to stay on their faith and stay on their the practice even in the difficult situations and circumstances when they are when they were whipped hard and they were physically pained and they were experiencing physical pain and mental isolation from others. There are difficult circumstances for doing something good to others. They did something which is good for others, but they were captured and they were under captive there. Okay. Right. So now we need to understand. So joy, choosing joy instead of escaping the situations. So what makes you to choose joy even when you are sad? Sad in the sense that you are experiencing some pain on that. So what makes you sad? Give some examples. Sadness, sad uncles. What makes you sad? Give examples. When are you sad in the last few days? Maybe say last few days means don't consider the vacation, but consider your typical day-to-day activities throughout the year. Maybe at the school or at church or at your friend's place or relatives' place, friends and family. Yeah. So when my dog died. Okay. That you're very sad. Good. Okay. You are sad. You are sad when you lose something. So when you are sad, even when you are sad, good. When I found VBS is online, you are happy. Good. Okay, let's generalize that. So these are all very much specific to the situations. So when you feel like losing, will you feel sad? So when you know that you have trained a lot for that, but you are feeling like losing, even in the video, right? So even in the video, what we have seen, what Sam has been trained for a long time, but when she's in the ring, when she felt like losing, at that point, you're confused, anxious, anxiety. So what do you call these mixed emotions as? So all those things will finally give the person to be very sad at that point, right? So at that point, you have a choice whether do you need to be, whether you have to choose joy or you have to choose, you have to bend to the sadness. What these feelings are bringing to us. So when you're feeling like losing at that point, so that is opening the way for sadness. That is trying to touch the sadness, right? So at that point, so there is a way that you can choose joy. So that you trust in the presence of God and you trust in the talents what He has given to you at that point, right? So that is how you are choosing to be joyful. You are choosing to be not to bend to the sadness and to open that gate to the sadness, and you live in the joy. You start the game with very high hopes, right? So even when you're feeling like losing, You trust that God is present in you and the talents what He has given to you. So what could be another reason why you would be, the sadness can come to you on that? So is it not going? Yeah. Maybe the Charmian said when something is valuable, probably you're more associated or with bonded with the dog or with the friends and family or your loved ones on that. So when you lost something valuable, that you definitely feel sad, right? So what's your response? What's your response plan on that? How can you see joy there in difficult situations? Are you able to see the joy in those, even in those difficult situations? Joy is not circumstantial. I mean, it is not binded by any circumstance. The joy is deep rooted. So deep rooted in our hearts. When we are connected with God, when we understand the wisdom of heaven, what we have meditated yesterday, the difference between the earthly wisdom and heavenly wisdom. So when you understand the big picture of God in the life or in the life of the mankind, so you will be able to understand the joy in that situation. So when you lost something, so be thankful. Be thankful for what you have already received. So you are considering that so far valuable, right? Means what? The God has already given you something which is valuable, and the eternal love of God is with you on that. So never lose joy. Don't get into a sadness or happy, the temporary what they're getting, but they should not replace your joy. Okay, so that you take care. Okay, so you're sad. These are typical situations, right? Parents didn't buy something. So are you sad when you make a request and when you make a demand? You call it as a request or a demand or whatever. Okay, so what you put to the parents, say that I want it, I want this, my friend had this, I want this. Okay, so your parents know better. I mean, when should be given what on that? And during that point of time, do you feel sad or not when you don't get something what you wanted, either from parents or from a friend, teacher, or anywhere else? Okay. So do you feel sad when you don't get something what you're expecting? So in those situations, is it going to impact your joy? No. So joy is coming again from your connectedness with God, saying that, okay, I'm joyful. When I'm joyful, that opens gates for all my talents to be helpful. I mean, to be performing at their best and living in righteousness, living in the way of God. How the sheep. Have you seen ever told that sheep is sad? Sheep is never sad, right? Means we at least I don't know means what will sheep be sad at any point of time? No. So it is happy, or it is when it is confirmed, when it is assured that it is being led by the shepherd in the righteousness, and he takes care of the drawing in the waters and taking care of telling how to deal with enemies and how to leading the plentiness and the crooked paths and righteousness. When it is being assured that is the joy that is always present at the deep root. Right. So when you lost something valuable, the feel like loss or joy, or parents didn't buy something, whether it could be, even if you grow up, maybe it could be health, or it could be wealth, or any sort of issues. When something comes saying that which is making you sad, that means when you're expecting something but you're getting a different response or a result on that, then it makes you temporarily sad. But you have to feel that it's only sadness is only temporary, but you have to see a big picture of God in that, saying that the trust in the timing of God, and what you are being led by Good Shepherd, and God has a different plan for you on that. Got it? So any points to add? This is something as a part of your work.
We can't hear you. We hear you.
We all can hear. I think, John, check your sound.
Sir, we can't hear you only.
I can hear clearly.
Anyone else facing the problem?
I can hear clearly.
Okay. Probably, John, you can try something. We are able to hear you clearly, John.
Maybe try switching off your video for a little time. It may help your internet.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, so yeah, just stop on the chat. Thank you very much, John, confirming everything. It happens when sometimes people share screen. Okay, come back to the context situation. Okay, I think, John, just try, or else we can discuss later on that. So I want everyone to write at least one point here saying that what can help you to choose joy when you're sad. So when you sad because of what? You already mentioned that. Is there anything that is not covered here? One side it is about dog, or it is about not getting something. Just it is there as a part of your workbook. Think. I understand that it cannot be done immediately. I mean, just think on that. There are the lines on that, and the same line here. So this reminds us the song, "The Standing on the Promises of Christ, My King." So when you are sad, how to be? Do you think that Paul and Silas might be singing this song had they known this at that point? I don't. This is done later. Just kidding. So thing is that the songs and praise and chorus, and these are also your strong binding, which maintains your relationship, with God. The music also plays a good role on that, the choir team, right? So that's why you focus on that. And you can always be connected even when you are sad. This is very important. When you are connected with God in your sad moments, then your joy is assured on that. So we love because He first loved us. So don't make any conditions when you are sad. When you are sad, you think more logical, right? So why this happened only to me? Why not to others? So that is the crazy logics will come only when we are sad on that. So those don't open such things. When you're sad, you must be more firm in your belief on that. Okay, right. So next question to you in the worksheets is about what should you do if you feel like something or someone is trying to steal your joy. I'll wait here. So let me or everyone share your things, because there's no right or wrong answer in today's, especially in today's topic in theme. There's no right or wrong answer. Okay, it is more about joy is a relationship with God and coming a pleasant experience on that, and you need to tell how you feel, what you think. I feel joy about matches. Okay, let's put off sports to some time. It's more on that. Let's concentrate on other aspects of life. The sports is important, but other aspects here. So what should you do when you feel like someone or something is trying to steal your joy? Who will steal our joy, first of all? How can they steal our joy? First, okay, let's break one step back. So who will steal? Even before that, how can joy be stolen? Maybe your friend.
Rihan says that homework steals joy.
Homework steals joy. Okay. Shoot out your answer. Okay. Yeah, we have many questions on that. Later we'll come to that activity session. What else steals your joy?
So losing to the other team.
Using? Okay, let me take this down. Let me see. Yeah, tell me.
So losing to the other team.
Losing to the other team will not steal your joy, right? That's what we're saying. Stealing the joy means making you not eligible for joy. Stealing, that is not stealing.
It'll make you sad, isn't it? That's what Uncle is saying.
It'll steal the game away from you. It won't steal the joy.
Sorry?
It'll steal the game away from the team. It won't steal the joy.
Right. We should remember about God.
Remember that God has given us this life.
That is how you can maintain your joy. You can bring back your joy. Yeah. Now the first question is about what can steal our joy? How can somebody steal our joy?
Like suppose we make a plan and someone overhears it and finishes the task much before us, then
yeah, someone overhears your thing and somebody cheats you and stops you from doing something.
yes.
That way you are saying, if my friend betrays me, you feel sad. But how can we say that joy is stolen? Joy is stolen. That means, yeah, to some extent what Ashish said, yes, you're right. So when somebody overhears your plan and does the thing much ahead of you, he gets will he get the joy? He stolen the joy. Okay, he made you not to experience the joy, but he will also not get the joy, right? You'll only get the happiness at that moment, probably, but he'll not get the joy because the idea is not his original. When we are in confusing situations, our joy is stolen. Very good. That's when we are in confusing. So somebody can confuse us and deviate us and steal our joy. Deviate us from what we are doing. Deviate by confusion, somebody. And when we can't do, so now the situations, so good. But he will get the joy that he did something which I could not do. That is not joy, Rian. That's what we are saying. So if he has stolen the idea and did something, he will not get joy. Joy is completely a relationship with God. So where we are believing that God has given you the talent and you have done that, you'll get the joy. Right. So, but if you know that is not for me, and if you are doing that, if a person has done that, they'll not get the real joy. They'll get maybe the momentarily happiness. Good. Okay. When we are, they may confuse us. Okay. Now let's put this question to the soldiers there. You're given a task to the soldiers around Paul and Silas, our soldiers, or the people around them. So if I know, probably they don't know that they are going to retain their joy at that moment, Paul and Silas. So what the people around them could have done for stopping them from reaching there? They have finally came to a joyful situation, right? They were able to convince even in difficult situations, they kept up their spirits and they have spoken to the jailer. Even they got convinced what they are doing is very much correct, even for their people. So they left them. So if the two people versus several crowd there, even though they were able to maintain their faith and maintain their what you say, their passion to achieve that. When you say the passion of Christ, it's Jesus Christ got the joy on the cross. They think that once he has completed the total mission. So it all comes under very difficult situations, right? When people die of COVID-19, so there's a sadful moment. That's sad, okay? So, but when you get the vaccine, that's okay. Now the question is about how can somebody steal joy? Okay, let's get back. I'll give you some pointers. You have to expand that and in your worksheets. Where is this? Good. Oh, it is going back to the previous one. So this we discussed it, right? Okay. Oh, this is good. Yeah. What is that? Stealing by showing shortcuts. So you understand. So when the teacher gives you a good assignment or a good project, and somebody is showing some shortcuts. Okay, and you need not do that long. There's a shortcut for this, and you can easily achieve this. Just copy the assignment. It's okay who is going to see that. Okay, anyway, that we are going to get the good score there. So, if we bend to that, immediately that you probably the teacher would not know, the friend would not know, or the people who are clapping for your work would not know, but you may get the happiness from the people around you. But if you test yourself, you don't get the joy. You don't even realize that one until until the last moment, saying that the joy means that you did something what you don't believe in. You don't believe in shortcuts. God has given you the talent. God has given you to do something, but you have entertained somebody's shortcuts in your plan. And when that is done by others, they have stolen your joy. That means that on the last day, when you are experiencing that, okay, I'm not getting the satisfaction from this. I'm not getting the real joy of this one because I went through some shortcut, which is not meant for us, copying some assignment from others, or these type of things which others pollute into our plan, into our mission, into your task. So they will steal away the joy from us on that. They will stop us from experiencing that joy, that relationship with God, the righteousness. The shortcut is the one what made this the 99, the 100th sheep to go away, right? Probably it might have seen something which is more tastier than what these people are eating the grass there. This sheep is eating the grass. Those shortcuts may deviate us from the things, and they take away the real joy from us. So distracting, mainly the distractions which come in the form of when you know that this is the path, what the task, what is given to you, the purpose of your life, what God has given to you, and people keep on distracting from and not allowing you to concentrate on what you need to do. So finally, anything that is making you to fail on this mission will be something which is going to impact your joy of achievement, impact your joy of being chosen as a trusted servant to God. Distracting and keeping you out of the God's plan, making you to come out of God's plan is something that distracting. What the Jonah, the first time that he has directly gone and executed the mission, what God has given to him, so he might have got a bigger joy at that point. When he got distracted or he got discouraged by them, and he lost the spirit, and then he bent to that, and finally he again came back. But there are so many people who dropped the ball in between and they never came back. Right? They're all the people who lost the joy, and probably they are just leading their lives, but without joy. So if you choose joy, that you get a real spirits. If you choose joy, making joy also as a priority on that one. So whatever I do, it's not the result, it's the joyful results what I want. And when I get the result, I should be joyful. So that means that you should not be distracted, so that you make it as a priority. Then when the situation comes, okay, I have to choose between these shortcuts and distractions, or should I give priority to the joy, what I will get when I really make this task. Okay, so that is way, by distracting you, people can steal your joy. And by tempting you, I mean, they don't come exactly to steal your joy. They do it because because they don't know how to choose joy. There are people who do not know what is joy and what is how they need to choose, how they need to give priority to joy on that. So that is how they work. They will also tell you, you can also work like this. They are tempting to the shortcuts is one sort of a tempting, but tempting is something which is more severe than the shortcuts, where it may keep you completely out of the mission, what you are actually trying to achieve. So just like a prodigal son, what we discussed yesterday. So it is not a shortcut, but it is completely tempting, saying that there are some better things to do than what you are actually doing, what you are father is telling or what your teachers are telling. There are some other things which are deviating from, you know that they are not on the right track, but still they tell that, okay, I mean, what you call it is chalta hai attitude. I mean, see, but it works. So you just, let's try this, and it maybe on senses, maybe it tastes good, or it is it gives thrill or something, what they will keep on telling or tempting you and bringing you out of your main work, what God has given to you on that. So do you think, means for the, as we discussed yesterday, the David was chosen as the king, even at a very early stage in life, but he waited a lot. He was not tempted by others saying that one, okay, so you better be as a shepherd, you continue as a shepherd, you can earn more than just trying to be or going in the direction what God has given to you on that. So that is tempting for short gains on that. I mean, short term, it's being very myopic, what you call it, very short-sighted. Those people who do not have the long vision like you, probably they'll be tempting you to get an immediate gains there. So those people who can successfully put you out of the promises of God, your trust in God, and what your the talents what God has given to you, they may make you, I mean, not to work for God, and they can steal your joy on that. Maybe discouraging. The discouraging same what we have seen now. So who is trying to, okay, in this episode of video, so who are the stealers of joy? Who tried to steal joy from Sam? You understand? You can immediately correlate, right? So when she was discouraged, yeah, Chad tried to steal. Chad was what? Yeah, Tiger Shard Dojo, and how she discouraging sometimes comes not only from the opponents, that comes from our own people around us as well. Sometimes over caring. Yeah, go ahead. Somebody talking. Go ahead. Okay. Yeah, they were trying to steal joy from her, saying that, okay, praising the opponent, and then trying to inculcate some fear in her, saying that, okay, the others are more stronger than you and you cannot do. And David Goliath, and people try to discourage, even the own brothers try to discourage David, right? So you cannot do that. It's not about, sometimes caring is okay and alerting is okay, but discouraging when without knowing your relationship, the strength of your relationship with God, and how much confident you are feeling, the real confidence that you are feeling, and that is very much important when you are advising and when you are taking the advices. You definitely need to evaluate that. That you evaluate that against your abilities and talents, what only you and God knows about your abilities and talents on that. So that you have to take, whether it is a discouragement or whether it is a healthy warning. So that differentiation you need to make, and any discouragement that is coming from the opponents or people trying to put you or make you lazy or procrastinate the things, these things will definitely steal the joy from you. Okay, so at that point, oh, somebody. Okay. Thank you. So that trust in the presence of God and thankfulness to the talents what He has given to you. And this is where you need to forgive the discourages. So don't play those discouraging words repeatedly in your mind. So only if you forgive, you can forget them. Okay. So forgiving is also Why the forgiving is very important, not only for others. So when you forgive them, they don't be in you, your hearts are clean, and God can live in you, stay in you, and you will have things will have better control from God. So discouraging is saying that you don't try this, you may get hurt, or it's a waste of time or something. People already did it and they left it. As long as you know that you trust in God, that you are meant for this, and there's in your prayer that you listen to the voice of God. Yes, this is a talent, what I'm giving it to you, and you are connected with God, and you must execute that with your complete will and with your complete surrender to God. So then only you will get the real joy from them. Okay, so let's quickly finish. I think that's all we have for this. Okay, now you come to understand some understanding between what is the difference between happiness and joy. Someone speak out? Joel, Sean, or Harissa?
Can you type one difference between joy and happiness, or share? At least 3 people.
Sir?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hadassah, go ahead.
Happiness is basically for short term.
Okay.
While joy is more of a long term thing.
Good. That's good. And to be happy, do you need to be connected with God?
No.
Not necessarily. The happiness is okay. I mean, we are happy for something. Happiness can be shared with others as well. Shared in the sense that if the group is happy, we are also happy. But joy is completely personal. You can share the joy, you can make others joyful only by building the relationship with God. Joy is not something, if others are joyful, I can also be automatically joyful. No, that cannot happen. So they are joyful because they have the relationship with God. They did what God told them, and they faced their personal difficulties, and they came out of that one. That's why they are very joyful in that area. So that cannot...
happiness can be shared in a group, or it
right.
is in a group.
Joy can only be experienced, and it can be educated. We can educate others to be joyful. Yes, Diroshia, good. That's one point. Joy is a state of mind that cannot be easily explained, but happiness can be explained. Happiness may dwell on materialistic, worldly pleasures, while joy is derived from soul satisfying. Very good, John. Good, let's move on to the next point. Okay. Now, how can you share joy? So, how can you share? Yeah, we just discussed it. Yeah, happiness can be easily shared just by maybe you give some chocolates on your birthday. They're happy. You're sharing your happiness, right? Why do you celebrate parties? That is sharing happiness. Happiness can be easily shared. Okay, that's okay, Charmin. Okay, fine. So it's very easy to share happiness. Give chocolates, or share your good food, or share your soft drinks, or whatever. That's all happiness between the friends. Yeah, you can share. Okay, come and have these chocolates, and maybe that I bought a new bike or a cycle. You are sharing your happiness with them. When dad brings you a new gadget, so you share happiness by giving some sweets or something. That's sharing your happiness with the people around you. That's easy. But how do you share joy? Joy of Jesus with others. So the Paul and Silas, they have shared their joy with the person or the jailer, or with the people around them. They're trying to share their joy. So, but they shared their joy. But though it is experienced, though it could be observed, might have been observed only by few, but they did share their joy. So how do you think the way we can share joy, joy of Jesus, and joy of your learning, and then joy from your wisdom with others? Okay, so that's a difficult question, but you think in deep. And you may find different answers for that because how God speaks to you could be different from how God speaks to me based upon my experiences and dealings. That's completely personal, your relationship with God on that. So what I went through is that I'm just putting my points here on that. So demonstrate your joy. So demonstrating the joy is the main thing, where sharing the joy means you are demonstrating your joy. So you are showing them you are joyful. The joy what you are feeling should be, you should be able to show that joy to others, and others will come to know, okay, what is this feeling? This is not happiness, this is something else. Okay, so only then they will at least come to know what is that and how he got there, how that person was able to make it there. So when you demonstrate your joy by being kind through kindness or thankfulness, the trust and forgiveness, all these things are the main, the qualities what you build in yourself. And joy, choosing joy is mainly the things what you demonstrate to others. That is something what you demonstrate to others, not a specific person on that. This could be something specific to some people. The joy is something what it is for yourself. Joy is for yourself. This kindness, thankfulness, trust, and forgiveness is for others. I mean, from you to others. Joy is from you to you, but you are demonstrating to others. When you are demonstrating to others, they will also be able to understand. They will be able to recognize or acknowledge that there is a different pleasant feeling. So that is putting the people on track and making them to walk in the way of God. Right? So let's see a quick recap of what we have learned. So are you seeing joy in every slide, your slide in a sense? Okay. So joy, when you are kind to the needy. So the Good Samaritan story. So he was kind. He was very kind to the person. And he brought him. We have forget about what Levite or the priest has done earlier. I mean, but coming to this person, he does not know who were there on that path before him, right? So when Samaritan was kind to that person, and he brought that person, and he put the things. That is what he believed, and that is how he was connected to God, saying that when God tells him that this is the right way, you need to do. When you see somebody lying like that, you should be kind to them. So he did it not by the moment. He did it because he believes in that. He believed, and he has a faith in that one. Say that this is how what God says, that you should be kind to the needy or the people around you. So when he was driven by the Spirit and he did it what he wanted to do, then even he was kind to the person, he was joyful. He will be joyful once he has done in the difficult situations on that. When he was able to do what he was told to do, even in difficult situations, then he'll be joyful. So, and joy, when you make thankfulness a priority. So the difference between other people, the other 9 lepers and this leper, what we studied in the previous session, is that this joy. He was very joyful when he expressed made thankfulness as a priority, and he came back Jesus, and he told that he made thankfulness as a priority. Then he was joyful, and joy is a result of doing the things what you think that you must do, and you are maintaining your relationship with the God. So once he has done, once he has expressed his thankfulness, then that's a priority. As a priority, then he's more joyful than other 9 lepers on that. And trust in the presence of God, and the trust makes you to be very joyful. The assurance that there's no fear, there's no anxiety, and you are trusting in what God has given to you. And the same thing what we have seen in the video today about trusting in the presence of God, trusting in the control of God, and He will bring us out of the difficult situations. That God has the complete control over our circumstances. So in any circumstances, joy is untouched. So when you trust in the presence of God in your in the situations, and He has the control of you on that, right? So now the forgivings. When you forgive, you will be joyful when you forgive the mistakes, and that makes others better in righteousness. When Jesus forgave Peter, and that made him to come back strong in building the first church on that. So when you forgive the people, then you feel a lot of relief, and your heart is clean. So that makes you the room for that gives you a lot of joy. Saying that otherwise that puts a lot of sadness. Maintaining some sort of vengeance or some sort of jealousy about others is a sad feeling. So when you forgive others, so that anxiety and these negative feelings are gone out of your heart, then that gives you a place for you to practice joy. So these four are very important, and that is how you demonstrate that joy. Even in Paul and Silas, they did not, whoever has beaten or whipped at that point of time, that they were able to forgive the people. They did not come back on taking any revenge on them. So they followed the procedure of they respected everyone around them, and they respected their priorities, but they stick to what they need to do. So forgiving is a very key role in protecting your joy and making you feel joy. Saying what God says about the joy. So Paul says to a persecuted church, rejoice in the Lord always, and I'll say rejoice. So rejoicing is a very important thing in order to keep up your spirit and execute the tasks, what the purpose of what God has given to our lives. Okay, so in John 15:9-11, shall we read it together? So can you unmute yourself? So let's read it together. This is a verse, memory verse. You need to get on. Okay, so everybody ready? Start. So okay, 1, 2, 3, start. So I have loved you, even the Father has loved me. Remain in my love, and you obey my commands. You remain in my love, just as I obey my Father's commandments and remain in his love. I have told you these things so that you will be filled with my joy. Yes, your joy will overflow. Jesus says, okay. So John 15:9-11. So Jesus says, so we have to remain in the love of Jesus and obey the commandments, and will be filled with joy. So that, and the joy will overflow. So this is the path what Jesus has told the people and the mankind to how to remain in joy, remain in love, and be filled with joy and overflow in joy. Okay, so let me share the screen, and what we'll do is a small activity. Stop sharing. Like so where is the chart here? Participants is here. Okay. So will I be able to see the reactions? So what I will do is I have 5 questions here. So you tell me whether it is a joy or is it a sad moment. So how do you put the reactions? So if it is, do you have both the reactions here? Where is the chat window? This is a chat window, right? These are participants. Okay. Can somebody put smiley? There are the reactions. Can I see the smile? Oh, okay. Here we can see. Good. And what is for sad? Oh yeah, this is sad. Open mouth is sad. Okay. Okay. So if you think it is the question is happy. Okay. So what one? Let's select on one emoji here. Not that. Okay. Ma'am Chitra, so you can tell what is the emoji for sad and what is the emoji for joy and sad. Okay, we'll go with Charmian. So this is one. If you think the answer is joyful, put the smiley, and if you think that it is sad, then you put that emoji of open mouth. Okay. Okay. So now the question is this. So you have won a cricket tournament. Okay. Oh, where is this? Right. Dial and maybe dial your mom to convey the news, and your mom is not picking up the phone, and several times, maybe you try from 5, 6 several times. So do you think it is joy or sad? What do you choose?
The sad.
Sad. Isn't it stealing your joy?
Yes, sir. Because
yeah. Go ahead. So put your first reaction, and also you can change it. You can talk. Oh, sorry. So I'm blocking the screen. Okay. You have 5 questions, so 30 seconds each. Put immediately. So what do you feel? So you won a cricket or any sports tournament. So dial to your mom and to convey the news when she is not picking up the call. So how do you feel? Okay, that's sad. Choose joy. So what is joy here and what is... So when you have won a cricket tournament, that means that you are doing what you want. And God has bestowed your talents, and you're using your talents, and you have come across a long path, and you made there, and you are joyful till that point of time. So, but in that moment, if you are calling and some anxiety enters in any form, maybe that it is a phone, or it could be something like you don't get proper seat there, or you don't get something. You don't get sufficient care at that point of time. There are momentary, temporary. There's nothing. If somebody is not picking up, you just have to think that she's busy or something else, or mobile is not ringing. It's in silent mode, or it could be. So many times, these are the things which actually take away the joy from us. Okay. Yeah, Dirosh, you want to speak?
You did what you wanted to do, so you should still be joyful.
Yeah, the joy, you are joyful. So whoever thinks it is joyful moment, but your concern, I mean, it's a concern only if there's a realization, but you have to be positive in those situations, saying that somebody is not picking up, that should not hit or it should not hamper your joy. Joy is continuous and it's long term. These are anxiety, anxious, these are temporary. But if you get impacted by that, so that there are things which can steal the joy from that. But if there is something which you have to take care, you definitely have to take care. But you have to be in the moment at that point of time, and don't make and if it is after the call, that is fine, after the tournament. But if this happens just before your final match, saying that the last over, and you try to call somebody, and the last over is a decider of the game. Maybe in the game what what Sam and Ryan are playing. At that point, there is a very, very high possibility the Saturn may come in that direction. The last over of the match, and you just happen to call your loved ones, and they're not picking, and your anxiety is deviated, distractions, it takes away your complete concentration, your skills, everything goes out. And because of that, probably you're losing the match. So is it not stealing the joy? Okay, so same thing happens even in case of Paul and Silas, like they have stick to that one, and they did not allow anything else to momentary things should not take away the joy. The pain, the whipping or the physical pain is also a path that they are showing to distract them from their things. It's not about, probably they're not meant, the Saturn does not want them to be physical paining on that. Their main intention is to take away from their main mission. Okay, good. I think that questions are a little difficult, but there's no right or wrong answer in that. This is how you just have to debate within yourself before taking a choice. Choosing the joy is not always easy, but you have to think rationally. You have to think completely reasoning of that one and choose the right path at that point of time. Okay. Sorry, Fields. On the day of exam, your close friend forgot to bring geometry box, and you have only one box, and you gave it to him, him or her, the person, and you lost some marks because of that, but your friend scored top. What will be your feel? How do you feel? Not on chat. I just want you to. Oh, sorry, I was not following the chat earlier. Okay, show your emojis. I'm just following the emojis here. Just tell its answer is. I'm following it here. Who is feeling sad or who is feeling sad? Okay, John is feeling sad. Sean is feeling sad. Okay, good. Yeah, you keep your emojis on. Okay, it automatically goes off. Okay. Feeling happy, very happy. Who is feeling happy? Sharman is happy because your friend got, but can it be at your cost? Something. Think from both the things. There's no right or wrong answer here on that one, but what you have to compare with the knowledge of God. Is the knowledge coming from? Is it the human wisdom or heavenly wisdom on that? And in the parable of what the bridegroom and the 10 virgins waiting for the oil, where they're ready with the oil, the 5 are ready with the oil and 5 are not. Okay, they're ready. That means the preparedness is not there. But if you are giving something and you are coming out of the task what God has given to you, God has given you a mission saying that, okay, you need to perform good in this exam, or He has equipped with you something. Giving something and showing that as an excuse for not doing something, what you need to do, and coming out of the joy of achieving that is also cannot be the reason. Okay, in my view, that we are sad. This is a sad moment, saying that we should not be doing the things at the cost of what the mission is given to you on that. Right? Probably you can share together with the help of your teacher on that, saying that, okay, I can share, but not that you have to give away and you need to be out of the race. You must be in the race. Yeah.
The friend didn't take the geometry box. You gave it to him, sir.
Right. So you gave it to him. So finally, yeah, that's a good debate. Good. So you gave it to me. You did not steal it, but you made a decision that you gave it to him at the cost of. You know that if there is no geometry box, you will also be not able to perform in that exam, right? You're at the same state. In case if you have chosen to give this box to your friend,
yeah,
and you know that you are not going to get scored because of that, will that make you to feel joy, or will that make you sad at the end?
I might give it to my friend because I don't care about my marks as much as my friend. All my friends are crazy about exams. I'm not that. Okay, good. If not exams, maybe any other music or whatever you are interested in. Okay, it's not about, okay, not specific to exams, I'm saying. So when you are, where your joy is, you have to protect it. Okay, where your joy is. If not in exams, probably your joy is in football or your joy is in something, and you have to make your personal attempts to protect that. And you cannot, the talents and what the oil, what God has given to you, giving it without thought
to others, and then when you are finally telling to God why you did not do that talents, when in the parable, when the master comes back and asks the servant, what did you do with the 2 talents what I have given to you? I did not do anything. There he said that I fear you, but there we cannot tell that you gave me the talents, and you gave me all the circumstances, but I just donated this, or I just lent it to somebody, and I did not move ahead. So that will disconnect us from God, isn't it? So where your joy is, you have to protect it. Got it? Okay, let's move. So you have received an admission in a highly reputed university in a different city. Probably this, when you grow up, maybe after 10th or after 12th, probably you will maybe experiencing this. Like, so you may have to go out of your comfort zone, your house, and then you have to stay with a college hostel, university hostel, and you're homesick about your parents on day 1. Or so, do you see this as a sad moment or a joyful moment?
Sad.
Sad for that day. Okay. But think from Charmian, you have any comments on that? Mixed feelings. Okay. Mixed feelings. So what I want to understand from this discussion is that it's mixed feelings. What is short term? What is long term? The sadness that you came out and come out of your comfort zone, and you are staying at a different place, and mixing with new people there. At that moment, probably you are experiencing sad, it's anxiety or anxious, but when God blessed you and showed you a new path, saying that, okay, you need to be here, and you need to study this, or you need to get into this particular talent or skill. It could be a college, academic or non-academic, anything. Maybe God has given you, said you need to join the troop, and you need to join that the music academy. Whatever God has plans in you. It's not always studies, but it is completely different talents what God has given to you, and brings you out of your comfort zones, maybe at home or at a specific organized place. From there, bringing you to a new location on that. So there you have to choose to be joyful, saying that don't get bent for the local comforts there. Okay, so I will be studying only if I have some, if I have similar things. I want a TV, I want an internet, I want only those things. I'll be able to get on ahead. So those points that you need to. I'm not asking this to anybody, so you can anybody can speak out. Yes, Dirosh, you can talk.
Huh?
You want to talk about? You want to say about this, or how?
Yeah, I want to react to this.
Yeah, please. Yeah, go ahead.
I do have mixed feelings, I guess.
Yeah, mixed feelings, but sadness will subside in a day or two, but joy will remain. Okay, so what I'm saying is that as a part of this, when you choose joy, you don't let joy let down. You keep your spirits up. Your concentration should always be on the joy. Okay, yeah, this is quite interesting. So you uploaded a photo to social media and no likes received for 30 minutes. You feel joy or feel happy or sad? You feel unhappy? Good. Oh, John, unhappy. Right. So where is joy in sharing these photos? Aren't they distractors typically? Right. So that's sad. But if you think from saying that they are actually the distractors, if this is a time for you to come out of this these things and concentrate on your talents, that's fine. But it is more like you are depending on others to to give the likes, or that is fine, but to some extent. But if you're constantly monitoring that, that may distract you from. If you're constantly checking for every 30 minutes, or whether I'm getting the things back or not, so this constantly deviates us from our actual mission. Okay. So, and also how you can also be happy at this moment is that your friends are also good. I mean, they are also not constantly engaged with the media. Probably that they will respond at their convenient time later. Okay, keep up your the feelings, your pleasantness. Don't get distracted by that. Okay, the main thing is that will you be joyful here? So you took a commitment and met it. So how do you feel about that? Who is sad? Sad and happy, yeah. Maybe like there are no video games till the exams are over. It's not exams, but anything that your sports or your tournament. So you are taking a commitment. Maybe that what do you do during the Lent, or do a specific time period that you keep it, that this is a commitment. Okay, I'll not do this till I get that. So when you are putting your commitments, and and you are meeting them for yourself, and in your prayer that you are taking them to God, and you have made some promise to God, committed to God, the same way how Peter has done, right? So I will not deny you, he said that one, but he was unable to meet the commitment, what he made to God, and he lost the joy at that point. But when you make the commitment, it is not just for yourself, it is with God. When you make the commitment, and when you make efforts to meet it, then you experience the real joy with God. There's no referee, or there is no umpire, there is no third umpire between you and God. It's only because only you and God knows what commitments you have taken and what you have met there. So these are very important. This makes you to choose. The joy is not automatic. The joy will not come automatically or accidentally. So only when you choose in various circumstances where you will be distracted, you will be tempted, you will be shown shortcuts, and you will be what else that we are saying? There are n number of so many attempts what the Saturn and the people around us will be making to steal the joy. Only those who protect it and make the run to the last mile will get that joy. So that's the same thing what we are saying today in Paul and Silas episode here, the story. It is not like they didn't get this joy at the beginning. So they made it till the last mile and in what they believe. It is not like it's not automatic. They went through various temptations, various distractions and discouragements in between, and they made it till the end. Only then they'll get the joy. That's why the joy is the fruit of what you have learned. So these are all the branches and the roots. These are the roots and branches here. The fruit is the joy. So when you experience the joy, when you keep all the learnings, what you made, what you got from the Sunday school, from the VBS. So your kindness, your thankfulness, your trust, your making this a priority, your trust and your forgiveness. And these things, when you put in practice, only then you will get the fruit of joy. So these temptations and things will come from Satan in all directions at every circumstances. But why we are giving so many big and small and everything? It's not academic, because I'm just thinking from that. But anywhere, from any point of view, and in any circumstances, you have to choose joy. So that's the reason we are going through all the round of various different situations in which there will be attempts to hamper your joy, and only when you choose the joy, you will be able to you will be able to experience that, and you will be able to give your report or your experience with God. So this between you and God on that. So you'll be able to experience joy only after going through and winning over all these intermittent hurdles on that. Okay, so that's all what we get from the VBS overall and from today's session.
Okay. So for today, your Bible verse for the day is Philippians 4 and 5. Rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I say rejoice. Let your gentleness be evident to all. The Lord is near. So that is the verse for the day that has to go on your belt. What color belt is it for today?
Ma'am, brown.
Yeah, brown belt. So on the brown belt, that verse
We're supposed to make 2 belts today, black and brown.
Yeah, brown you need to do for today. After that, okay, black. Black we'll let you know. You can do it whenever, okay, today night or tomorrow. But brown you need to do with the verse and send, okay? And then you have to fill this, what can I do? One minute, John. Let me just finish what we need to do. After that, if you have doubts, you can ask, okay? So you have to do the belt with the verse. You have to do what can I do? And the third thing is you need to do this puzzle, okay? So these are the 3 activities that you need to do and send for today. Okay, John, what's your doubt?
And so in the black belt, should we write the verse?
We will let you know, okay? We will let you know in the group because black belt is for completion of all the 5 days. So we will it'll also be in your certificate and all of you who have finished all your activities will be in the certificate. There'll be so I'll let you know. We'll check with the leader, the coordinator, and let you know. Okay, but today's work is brown belt with Philippians 4:4-5 written on it, puzzle, and what can I do? So, who's gonna pray today? Volunteers.
I can.
Kaushal, yeah? Yes, go ahead. Thank God for the whole VBS and also all of this. And did you say yes, Kaushal?
Yes, Auntie.
Okay, please pray. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for the game day. Thank you for giving us in school and time. Lord, please be saving us from COVID-19. Lord, please touch and heal them. Lord, please tell everyone. Lord, please help everyone in whatever they're doing. Lord, please help us. Lord, please forgive our sins. Lord, please Lord, please talk to us. I pray in Jesus' name.
Thank you. Okay, so thank you all for joining for the 5 days of VBS.
This is good. I mean, it's very interesting. I think you got some the value and the thoughts to the spiritual life and how you can bring the things into practice on that. Right.
Okay, everyone, thank you so much for joining for 5 days and being with us. Thank you so much. We really enjoyed having all of you. God bless you.